Hey everyone, I just wanted to get back to you of giving you some of the survey results from the 40 Days Fitter Challenge. I know it's been a little while, but hopefully you're still feeling good about how that went. So as you can see on the screen, I have received 65 surveys, which is a good amount. I think we had about 90 people do the challenge. So I'm just going to go question by question. And again, there's no specific names that should show up here. So the first question was, did you get stronger during the challenge? And we can measure that by various ways, how you felt and or how you performed during the outtake. So we had 90.8% said, yes, my outtake proved that. So that's amazing, folks. It's amazing. As we know, many people, weren't able to do all the stuff that they had intended during the 6 weeks. And so the fact that you still had results in this way is just a very encouraging thing. So that was for, yes, my outtake strength proved that. We had also 6.2%. So that gets us all the way to what, 97% that said, yes, I did the same weight in the outtake test, but I clearly made progress. And that was specifically for the Turkish getup, which is a bit different. And then we had 2 people who said not sure. So again, overall, this is fantastic and was a big goal. You accomplished that. And the next question being, if not, why do you feel this happened? Most people said not applicable. One person said, I did 50% or less of the assigned work, so that's understandable. Some people said I was really sick for 1 to 2 weeks, or something really unpredictable happened. So again, a lot of things in there, not a lot of questions as to why, but I'm glad that overall that was a big success. Moving on, did you successfully integrate your strength skill into your group workouts? And about 67%, 70% said almost all the time to all the time, and 11% said most of the time. So again, a very good amount of people did it, figured it out, and just accomplished that. Of course, Turkish getups weren't in the same ballpark as being able to do it during the workout sessions. So that's why we had 9 people say that was their case. So great. We're going to get to more into this in terms of some of the extra things we're going to provide. But one of the questions was, we do offer one-off private training sessions to members to create personalized strength programs for your next goal, or just to take you through each of the exercises we do in class to make sure you're doing the right form and the right resistance so you can get the most out of your program, or just to program stuff you would do at home. So we had 46%, quite a few people show interest in that, and you're going to get some information on that if you requested it. Those who have done that, it's very effective. You get one-on-one time, and it's just going to get you results, just like what we did with the challenge. What was the most valuable part of the InBody scan for you? Lots of answers. Some people said, well, there was a lot of things. It was hard to pick. But the most popular from the list we gave was knowing where I'm at so I can set future goals. That was almost 30%. Reinforcing the accuracy and concept of body composition, not just weight loss, another 25 to 25%, 26% there. We also had a high number for understanding my muscle mass in regards to a healthy spectrum. And it's quick, accurate, non-invasive, and guided with no judgment. Because there are ways that are way more complicated to do, but they are pinching, or they are just a little bit more awkward. So that was important to people there. Many have asked if InBody scans will be available on their own time any time of year. Yes, you probably heard the announcements already. So almost everybody said that was interesting to them. And people who weren't on the challenge have already been starting to book in for those. That could be just to check in to see if you're maintaining. That could be to see if you've made progress on something you're working on, muscle related, balance related, body fat related. As we know, there's a bigger picture we can see here. So we have some options if you want to purchase a 1, 2, or 4 pack of those. And again, we don't want to do that any more than once a month. Every few months, every quarter, anything in there would be good. And that can just be to check in, or it could be to see where you're going to go with a new goal and set that next date. As we know that when we do those things, sometimes the intention of it will help us get those results. We encouraged a curious mindset when gathering data from these scans. Did you see any changes that stood out? So again, we don't want to judge ourselves. We don't be too harsh on ourselves. So what do we have for that? 46% said I had positive muscle gain changes and my weight decreased. So that's almost half the people. That's great. If that's what you wanted, that's great. We had 17%. I had positive muscle gain changes and weight stayed the same, which is awesome, as we know that you can even gain weight, which isn't a bad thing with muscle mass only gains. We had about 14%. I had positive muscle changes in gain and my weight increased, which again, hopefully that shows that you also had some fat loss if that was what you were looking for. And the next one was I pretty much maintained what I had from my intake, which is great. A lot of us have done a lot of work. Myself, I maintained exactly what I had. And if I wanted to see a little bit more changes, I probably would have needed to load up more other than just my push-ups and take a look at my nutrition, which I did not do over that time. So those were the big ones. Did you utilize your scorecard? And again, this isn't like you're in trouble. We just want to know if we're doing this again, which we are, what things people found the most useful so we can continue those things. 53%, very much so. About 38 or 40% some of the time. And then we had a couple people never or not really, to be honest, but overwhelmingly that physical hard copy was helpful to people. And that's great. Did you use your mental health score? 50% said yes, which is great. We kind of were thinking this is a new thing. Maybe people will use it, maybe not. Because it was my birthday and mental health is always something that's going to be on the forefront from me and my experience. I thought I'd give that as an option. So I was very pleasantly surprised that in regards to that, half of you decided to take that up. A quarter, not much, and a quarter, never. No judgment there, but hopefully that was valuable to those of you who used it. For those who said yes, were your results significant? We had 57% of those who used it said 90% or more of the time I had positive change, which is great. We might already have known that cerebrally, but now that you've documented that, how awesome is that? And then we had a few people say 50% or more I had positive change, and a few who weren't sure about the difference or it was less than that. But for the most part, very positive across the board. Did you use Open Gym? So again, some people that wasn't something they had access to if they were just a guest for the challenge. But if you use Open Gym, we had about 37% say yes 2 to 5 times a week. About 11% say yes at least once a week. So we have about half the people up in that category, and then about half no. And then we had that was once or 2 to 5 times or 6+ times. And then we had a few people who did it a lot. So about 50-50. Is Open Gym something you value at other times throughout the year? Supplement your training. And so we are going to open this up effective immediately. It's open all the time that we're open. And you can either have that as an add-on to, month by month, cancel when you want. For those of you who may not be aware, we have a premium membership, which includes Open Gym and an extra group training session a week. So it might be more financially advantageous to pursue that route. And we had about 43% people who would consider that. and another 43% maybe. So about 86% might find that valuable sometimes or all throughout the year. That's good to know. And you would use that to supplement your own workouts, cardio, stretching, strength workouts, anything you'd like to do, either on your own or use some of our ideas on the board, or maybe if you had a private session, you'd use our plan to help you in that time. Did you attend the live or watch the recording of our Zoom call to launch? I appreciate you guys doing that. It was right at the beginning. We had 92% say yes, and about 7.7% say no. So that's great. You would have definitely been at an advantage to get your mind right, get your body ready, and just understand better. So we'll definitely be doing that again. Did you follow along and engage in the MyCoach community app for updated info, motivation, encouragement? We had about 55% say I did occasionally, I found it helpful. And 29% say I engage regularly, they found it helpful. So we're looking at about 85% did use it in some way, somewhat consistently. So we will commit to providing that again for you guys. There's a lot of aha moments and reminders about progress, not perfection. And again, that seemed to be very helpful to people, not thinking they were the only ones who had a bad day, week, multiple weeks, or challenge in general. Okay. So that's very important. And that is a huge part of our P6 Nutrition 6-week nutrition habits program, is we use that platform and we are in there all the time, connecting with each other. And it's usually a smaller group than 90 people, well, like 10 or 12. Nutrition, although it wasn't a formal part of the challenge, was it something you addressed in your own way? So 38%, yeah, I made very specific intentional changes. 30%, I think so. I can't prove it, but I feel I did. So that's pretty interesting, eh? How when you're making other healthy changes, it kind of creeps in to other areas. And about 30% said no. I decided to just focus on what the challenge was, which is totally understandable. There was a lot of components. I myself was in that category. Some people have asked about what our P6 Nutrition Habits program is about as a result of the challenge, something you'd like some short info on. About half have said yes, or I've already taken it at least once, and about half said no thanks. That's totally cool. We will run another cohort in the fall. We usually try to do 2 in the spring, 2 in the fall. Summer's usually a little bit here and there for people. But again, the 80, 100 people we've taken through have really enjoyed it, and about half of those people have done it at least a second time because of how reasonable and supportive and results that they've achieved. Many of you doing this challenge. In terms of progress, not perfection, how would you characterize the 6 weeks of the challenge? And again, this is a little bit of a mouthful, but results meaning strength increases, mental health benefits, body composition changes, consistency, better fitness, etc. So 55%, I stuck with it a majority of the time and got results. And 35%, I stuck with it, had 1 to 2 weeks off the rails and got results. So that results in almost 90%, if my math's correct. That's great. 90% is great. That's progress, not perfection for who took the challenge. And then within that, that's amazing. And even we had 4 people say, I stuck with it, had 3+ weeks off the rails and got results. That's amazing. Think about that. Think about when you have a bad day or a bad week and you're just like, you don't want to go to the gym or do that. It does make a difference, even if you can do it some of the time. Okay. So we had no one who said I stuck with it and did not get results. So that's great, because I definitely would want to follow up and see what happened there. But this is great. This mindset is what we're looking for at Fukumoto Fitness, and big success. Ooh, what was the biggest obstacle for you during the challenge? 15% I got sick. 19% had some injury dealing with. 14% mental struggles with life. 9% getting back on track after not being perfect. And a plethora out of other things. Unpredictable family, travel, all kinds of stuff. Family things. Oh, So lots of obstacles. You're not alone. But again, if 90% of you felt you did fairly consistent and got results, good for you. When things aren't perfect, you can still get things done. What benefits did you gain? And again, we have lots of different things. Strength improved, fitness improved, more consistent, mental health improved, body comp changes or maintained, satisfaction not quitting, chosen, had a good attitude. Other things felt stronger in your life. So lots of different things. In terms of what people were most proud of, I think their strength gains was the big one here at almost 40%. Second was their fitness improved in other workouts. And third was the changes in their body that was the benefit of your consistency. So again, very proud of everybody for not quitting and just keeping it going. So again, there's a lot of results or reflections, and these are anonymous. I'm not going to go through them all, but maybe I'll use another way to share these. But thank you for sharing. They're very helpful. Anything from just being surprised at how much their mental health was doing, to being surprised at the results they got even in imperfect scenarios. Just working on one thing and seeing the results of that inspired them to do that in other ways. Some people realized they wanted to add another workout to their week, another group session. So all that, I just appreciate you guys sharing. In terms of would we like to do it if we offered in the fall again? Between the yeses and the maybes, that was everybody. So I'm glad even if it went really well or not so well, it was valuable enough to you that you'd consider doing it again and know more what to expect. So that's fantastic. I'm going to use a separate video to answer the specific questions that I got here. But I really appreciate you guys, again, going through this. I just thought I'd do a recap of the results, just so that you can have a little bit more information with that. Stop the share here. And again, continue to be kind to yourself. As summer hits, don't just go, oh, summer, I can't do anything. It's too much temptation. It's not a good time. Do what you can, be intentional, and you will still maintain or get results. That's how it works. And you just proved that. Better together. And thanks for listening.